Yo, welcome back. Yeah, the lazy peon. This guy, when I was in my MMO arc, where I was just playing MMOs, like, like a one player, like there was only one person playing it, and it's me, pretty much, MMOs. This is the guy I was
MM.
watching. I loved his content. I wonder how he's doing. Wait, didn't he move to, like, some third world country and is living life? Or was that someone else?
Releases, and initially it was looking like one of those years where we don't actually have anything big release, with Arcade Chronicles being delayed until 2026.
Sure.
Recently, however, things have changed, with all signs pointing to Chrono Odyssey being the big AAA MMORPG release of this year after they shared this video on their Twitter.
Where's she heading? No!
Behind the desk entry, went shopping around the other day. Things are definitely busy. Okay, so it's probably like a year or so or two be out of coming out, right? That's usually when they start announcing it. They have like 90% of the game ready.
No!
Aside from that, Chrono
2025.
Odyssey playtest signups have recently become available on Steam, and in a recent Kakao Games investor report, it was said that the closed beta testing is going to be in the first half of 2025. So,
Official announcement. Close beta. What does the first half of 2025 mean, man? I guess they have it here.
very, very soon. With Kakao Games publishing both Arcade
Oh,
Chronicles,
I
so
saw it.
very, very soon.
Fourth quarter 2025. Yeah, it's the fourth quarter, right? First quarter actually. So it should be here.
With Kakao Games publishing
Oops, sorry
both
about that.
Arcade Chronicles and Chrono Odyssey, it doesn't make sense to release them both at the same time, with these games sharing a similar audience. Considering we already know that
Yeah.
Arcade Chronicles is releasing in the first half of 2026.
Yeah, so the whole thing with the MMOs, well, you can see from the game, from the name, massive multiplayer online RPG. If you release two at the same time, you're basically splitting the audience. And the thing that makes MMOs good is like I'd say the first week is like the big, like not boner, like hard, like, you know what I mean? It's like nice. I love this. Where you see everyone's like progressing almost at the same rate. Some people like are above you, some people are below you. Like you can ask for help or you can help someone. The world feels alive, before it reaches 1 month. Then everyone's like at end game. They see it's just pay to win garbage. They quit. Then you're there, just, progressing alone in an empty world.
It makes perfect sense that Chrono Odyssey will target a Q4 2025 release. Oh, it's also worth mentioning that NCSoft recently went live with their Aeon 2 website and will be
Aeon?
giving us more information on that game later this month. Apparently, Aeon 2 is going to be releasing in Q4 2025 to Q1 2026 in Korea first, with a global release
I've
later
not
on.
heard of this game, but
But given NCSoft's recent trend of releasing MMOs with real money auction houses, and Aeon 2 being mobile crossplay, it's like
funny enough, I was gonna say it looks like a mobile game, but I don't think mobile games look that good yet, right? Because it reminded me of that fuck, what was the name of that MMO that like advertised heavily? Lineage 2 or whatever. Like those kinds of MMOs where it's like character or gender locked classes. There's like at the top left there's like a red score with like gear level, and then you just click the quest and the character like auto walks there, auto complete. You basically don't have to do shit except click the quest. And gear, if it's better, it like auto equips. It's basically an AFK simulator.
likely not going to be a game that will compete with the releases of Chrono Odyssey and Arcade Chronicles, which
That
seem
looks
to be
so
more
cool.
PC focused. In this video, we'll discuss everything that's publicly known about Chrono Odyssey so far, as well as my hopes and expectations for the game. But first, support the content by listening to today's sponsor. On Monday, a brand new anime open world RPG was revealed to the world called Silver
Anime?
Palace, and it looks gorgeous. In the trailers, we saw a massive Victorian
Did you say MMO? Wait,
The world called Silver Palace. On Monday, a brand new anime open world RPG was
oh,
revealed to the world
RPG.
called Silver
Yeah,
Palace.
this is basically like Genshin, Wuthering Waves, ZZZ, because you know it's a boring ass game, and I think it's called Zenless Zone Zero. Whoever made the name kind of like sucks at naming. Just saying.
And it looks gorgeous. In the trailers, we saw a massive Victorian-themed metropolis set within the game's unique Gothic.
To be fair, I did watch a bit of this the trailer for this game. It doesn't look bad. The main problem with these games aren't the games themselves, it's the fact that they're gacha games. Because if these games weren't gacha, I think like these games would be good. But because they're gacha, what they do is they try to get as much time out of you as possible. With like energy, you have like 60 energy, which means you have 6 activities you can do a day. What does that mean? That means you have to log in every day and do those activities, or you can pay. And what does this mean? Well, it means that the materials you get from those like activities are super low. That way, you're either like a super hardcore fan who logs in every day, or you know, you pay. Because there's no in between. You can't be casual with like gacha games. They force you to pay or be like super hardcore. And being super hardcore means you're gonna pay at some point, by the way. Because you invested so much time, it's like the time sink fallacy or whatever, where you just can't stop. Like you have to pay. Oh, today I couldn't log in. Guess I'll just pay tomorrow to make up for today, for yesterday. I mean.
Fairy tale aesthetic. We saw airships, flying mounts, old cars, streets packed with
So yeah, like this looks
NPCs,
cool.
and next-gen anime graphics with the game utilizing Unreal Engine 5. As far as anime RPGs go, Silver Palace has quite a unique theme in that in this game you take on the role of a detective. We can see in the trailer that
Yeah,
you
you
can
like kill
analyze different
furries.
NPCs to uncover
Like
enemies,
that.
some of whom are disguised as civilians.
Yeah,
My
furries,
favorite
pretty
part
much.
of the gameplay trailer was seeing that you can actually drift on your horse, as well as traverse the city with these grapple lines. Most importantly though, the game seems to have a cast of characters including waifus that are clearly full of personality. As far as gameplay goes, it's lightning fast action combat where you're able to use both
To be fair,
personality.
I'm surprised they didn't make them bigger. Because I'm not a gooner or anything like that, but usually in like these scenarios, they just make them bigger and have them like have them like hunched over and laid on the reception desk. Not reception. I guess it is called the reception desk, huh? Have them like laid here with like their head down. I feel like that's
As
usually what
far
they
as
do.
gameplay goes, it's lightning fast action combat where you're able to use both melee weapons and guns, as well as perform stylish execution abilities to finish enemies once they're low on health. In this scene here, we've got an epic boss fight that shows off
It's
the
like
game's
a
parry
Wuthering
mechanics, which
Waves,
seem
if
to
I'm
build
not
up the
wrong,
boss's
where
break
you like
bar.
parry and
I
dodge.
do love a good parry mechanic, so for me, this
Yeah.
is looking really good. TLDR, hot characters, unique world and theme, great anime aesthetic, and combat that looks very good. Thanks to Silver Palace for sharing this gameplay footage early and sponsoring this video, and make sure to keep this game on your radar by following them on their socials linked in the description below.
I'm
So,
good.
Chrono Odyssey, what's known about this game so far? Well, quite a lot if you dig through the game's various trailers and articles over the years, as well as listen to the recent Kakao Investors Call. Chrono Odyssey was initially announced 5 years ago, and during that time developed fairly quietly, opting to not hype the game years out from a full release.
Yeah, they released 2 trailers, I'm pretty sure. Because there was one trailer and then there was like one gameplay trailer. Because I remember seeing like the classes and abilities, I'm pretty sure. Right? There was one they were like showing the world. Yeah, there were 2, I'm pretty sure. This is the 3rd one.
Which is definitely the best approach in my opinion. Over the years they released multiple trailers, Twitter posts and interviews with various
I'm not gonna lie, this looks shit. Like, but it is the first trailer, 2020. This is fixed, 100%.
press, talking about and showing off the game's world, combat system, theme and classes. When it comes to combat, Chrono Odyssey features a true real-time action combat system. In
Yeah.
this game, every class can equip and switch between two weapons at once in the middle of combat with the game's weapon switching system. You'll be able to dodge, block, and blink to avoid enemy attacks.
There was another game that had weapon switching. I think it was a mobile game and it felt like trash if I'm not wrong. Honestly, wait, all the games that have had like weapon switching, like MMOs that have had that, I feel like they've been trash, no? Like they've always just been mobile, like they've been MMOs that are in mobile, haven't they? Well, hopefully they can do better.
attacks, and aside from your standard attacks, we can also see that each class has its own abilities.
Yep, the
When
usual.
I first saw the gameplay trailers for Chrono Odyssey, my initial reaction was...
Oh yeah, by the way, I'm probably gonna go Sorceress. This looks cool, by the
When
way.
I first saw the game...
Dude, I hope there's like a magic knight or something. That's like personally for me, like the coolest like class like fantasy is like a big like what's it called? Tank or knight with like a magic swords and shit like just spawning. Like archer from fuck, let me see. Give me a second here. Archer. What was the name? Fate Stay, okay. I think it was called Unlimited Blade Works. Fuck, look at this quality, man. Wait. Dude, this quality is fucking ruining it. Okay, give me a second here. Dude, there's no way they don't show it, right? Okay, this is pissing me off. Wait. I have to find it. Dude, it's like at the end. Dude, you're pissing me. No, it's here. It should be here. Okay. Okay. Dude, is it copyrighted? Dude, okay, yeah, it is copyrighted, right? Yeah, copyrighted. Fuck. Dude. Maybe here, please. Dude. If you watch the anime, like, the I've only watched this season. There's like 50 of them that I wouldn't recommend it. Like, this one's good. Like, I personally liked it. But I pretty much liked it because of this guy. And only because of this guy, honestly. The rest was like, meh. If you know, you know. It's basically just a lot of swords and shit. It looks cool. Personally, I prefer that over, like, the usual, like, human knight. You know what I mean? That people, like, for some reason love right now. I don't know why.
gameplay trailers for Chrono Odyssey, my initial reaction was, this looks like Dark Souls style combat. You can clearly see that there's no soft
Yep.
target system pointing your character in the direction of the enemy. The only other MMO that has this more grounded Souls style action combat system is
Parry?
New World.
Oh.
Given that Korean MMOs are known for having the best action combat, I'm expecting
It's not really fully action. It's also a bit like Devil May Cry or you fuck. Dude, I really should I really should learn these like genres like names.
is New World.
But like this kind of combat where you're like stun locking them and like juggling them around.
Given that Korean MMOs are known for having the best
And, like,
action
kill them?
combat, I'm expecting a combat
Like Devil May
system
Cry?
that's similar to New World, but
So it's not like full what's it called? Full Dark Souls.
better in every way.
It's like a combination.
From trailers and interviews, we already know that Chrono Odyssey will have 6 classes: the Swordsman, Ranger, Sorcerer, Paladin, Berserker, and Assassin. These classes
The
will
usual.
not be gender locked according to the game's Steam page, and you'll be able to customize your character with a
Really?
high level of freedom, including
Okay, so oh yeah, it makes sense. No, it doesn't. Because Black Desert was gender locked, I'm pretty sure. Like there was a lot of customization, but it was mostly gender locked. Okay, if they had the same customization as Black Desert, oh well, it's probably gonna be better than Black Desert since it's a newer game. Then it's gonna be perfect, right? Since I remember Black Desert had a lot of like customization, like you can change.
body types, hairstyles, makeup, scars, and probably a lot
That
more.
looks amazing.
Korean MMOs basically always have S-tier character creators, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't expect this one to be any different. When it comes to the weapons, we've seen the following shown in various
That's because in MMOs, your character is pretty much everything. Like you play for your character, so it has to look cool. That's
images
why like you put a mount, armor, and shit like that behind like a paywall. Like skins, I mean, not the actual like thing.
for the game over the years. Some of these may or may not make it into the final game. Sword and shield, greatsword, longsword, rapier, mace, tower shield, spear, bow, crossbow, staff, spellbooks,
Okay, wait.
tower
No,
shield, spear, bow, crossbow.
Fucker. I'm probably gonna use the sword and shield. Like I didn't think they didn't have this. Yeah. Then again, tanking in MMOs is so annoying. Like I prefer DPS on MMOs. Bounty hunting. The most popular content. Wait, did they already do a beta? Because this makes it sound like people already played it, and this is what they did. Average playtime 11 hours of grinding. 100 times. Cool.
Crossbow, staff, spellbook, dual axes, great axe, dual daggers, and rifle. How about the world? Is it open world or instanced? So far, the game probably sounds like an action RPG MMO light, and looking at the trailers initially, I wasn't sure if this was just going to be a modern Vindictus or something. Good news, Chrono Odyssey is indeed a full MMORPG with a large open world consisting
Dude, that looks amazing, by the way. Like I'm loving every single like cinematic shot they place.
of many different biomes, including grasslands, snowlands, swamps, and more.
This is a bit
This
meh.
game also isn't just about the combat either. You'll be able to take a break from the action and chill out with some life skills in the open world in the form of
the
harvesting,
usual.
logging, mining, and skinning. These activities will give you resources that you can use to craft new equipment and consumables.
Yeah, that's the
So
usual
what type
MMO
of
like
content can we
activities.
expect to see in Chrono Odyssey? PvE seems to be a big focus of this game so far, with the game's Steam page specifically mentioning the game will have dungeons and raids. What's interesting here is that it also says if you're strong enough, these dungeons and raids might be possible to clear solo. This further backs up
Perfect,
that
man.
the game
I
will
love
have a
playing solo. Like beating a dungeon that's supposed to be like for multiple people solo. That's like peak like power fantasy in MMOs. I feel like.
true action combat system, as surely the only way you could solo a raid boss would be by perfectly dodging all of its attacks. On the Steam page, PvP content
Yeah, we've
is
already seen this
mentioned,
one.
but only briefly, and it's super vague. I asked Grok to search for information on the PvP stuff, but it didn't come out with anything concrete. PvP is a big part of
Have the chronos ever? And the pride of the very next. Sure. Wait, why did he ask Grok? I guess he was already on Twitter or something.
most Korean MMOs though, so I guess we'll have to wait to find out more on this later on. What's most intriguing about Chrono Odyssey is this game's theme. This is
I
a
love it.
dark fantasy MMO, and gore
Yeah.
is listed as one of the top tags for this game on Steam.
It's made for
we
me.
can see from the gameplay trailers that clearly show blood when you attack. Chrono Odyssey's theme is
Wait, dude, when did we stop using blood when we attack enemies? Because thinking about it, yeah, there's like no blood. Dude, we should go back to using blood and not only blood. Slashes. Like if your sword slashes someone, he should bleed from there. You can see the marks. Like make it even grittier. More like impactful.
Clearly centered around the concept of
If
time.
I do a jump attack and like slash someone's eye, I want that eye bleeding. I want him to be blind. You know what I mean?
In this game, players will be using an artifact called a Chrono
This is what I mean. Like, how does this work in like an MMO? Because you're stopping time, you're rewinding, you're doing like shit like this. I guess you only do it like in an area, like it's an AoE spell. But what if you do this and then someone comes and then like does it again? Do they get does like the effect stack? Are they just statues? But there's also PvP. So what if you do this in PvP? Do you just like win? I don't. I'm not understanding like this mechanic. Yeah, rewind the character stop. Oh, maybe it's just cooldowns, right? You rewind your cooldowns. You can explore past generations. Like, dude, it's so weird. Is it gonna be like Last Epoch, where you turn back time, but you actually just like go back to like a map? Because that's what it sounds like right here.
Detector, which allows them to stop time around monsters or rewind time to explore past generations of the open world before environmental
Like that. How does that work with multiple players? Because right here, he killed them,
or rewind time to explore
and then he brought them back alive, right? Okay, what if another player does the same thing while you're doing it as well? Like you're bringing them back to life, but another player is killing them and bringing them back to life like at the same time. Like it's confusing, no?
past generations of the open world before environmental and historical events changed the landscape. Enemies in this game also look quite creepy. They're
Yeah,
void-like
perfect.
temporal enemies that often lack facial features. Other
I hope this isn't the only like these are like the only types of enemies. Even if I love this type, I do feel like after seeing it like MMOs are grindy by like default. So if they're fighting the same enemies and then you're going you see the same pretty much the same enemies, but just slightly different, I feel like that's gonna get boring. So I do feel like they need to add like different varieties. Like these can be the main bad guys, but you know, there's like ogres or something that look different.
enemy types seem to include demons, skeletons, animals, dragons, and colossal
Okay, yeah,
beasts.
perfect.
So what are my thoughts? So far,
I'm
Chrono Odyssey
excited.
looks great and is without a doubt one of the biggest upcoming MMO releases on the horizon. Here's the thing, it's a Korean MMO. The biggest
Pay to win.
question I have is how pay to win will this game be?
Cacao Gaming pay to win. You know what? Let's look it up. Ignore this. No, no. It's a Black Desert line. Uh, underwear price. Fuck. Did they remove it or something? Why is it going so? Because. Please let us able to PvP and grind with underwear. This thing cost 700 pearls. Alright. Black Desert shop. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. What's going on? Free trial? Isn't the game free? Or did I pay for this? Pro store. Fuck. Still on the website. Da 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 da. Purchase. Am I retarded? It is called Black. Okay, here it is. It said 700. Damn, you have to pay 25 bucks. So here, this is the big problem. Why does it cost 700 pearls if you can't buy directly 700 pearls or 750? Oh no, it's 700. Usually they put like a 50 behind it. Like you have to do two microtransactions. This one and this one. And you know what happens? 740 plus 160, it's not 700. So you're gonna have some left. Incredibly down bad. Yeah, it is. Uh, and now that you have some currency left, you know what you do? Well, I might as well use it since I have it left, right? Well, you can't. So it's in the back of your mind. Oh, I have to pay this. I have to use this. Ah, just fucking bullshit. I'm not gonna show this just in case. I don't want to get banned. But you know, it's like cow games pay to win. It's gonna be like horrible. But it's only gonna be horrible once you reach endgame. The first week, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be perfect. It's gonna be the usual, like perfect MMO experience. Waiting 3 hours to, make your character and log in because the servers are crashing and shit. Fuck, that's gonna be amazing. Dude, I'm gonna
We
love
already
this.
know Chrono Odyssey is confirmed to be a buy-to-play game, so that means it will definitely have a cash shop to support the ongoing development
Yeah.
costs of updates. Chrono Odyssey is developed
Wait, it's buy to play. Dude, I'm not a fan of buy to play for MMOs. Because you're pretty much buying a game only for the first week when it comes to MMOs. Maybe at most the first month. So I'm gonna be paying like $60 to play a game for a week. And then like, reach end game, it's all pay to win garbage. I can't refund. Yeah, nah.
by
I,
Pixel, the
I don't
developers
know.
behind Grand Saga, which was a pay-to-win game, and it's being published by Cacao Games, who also have a bad reputation when
Yeah.
it comes to monetization. Regardless of the game likely being pay to win, I do think Chrono Odyssey will still be worth playing for the first few months of its release.
Yeah.
Unlike a lot of Korean MMOs, this one seems to be going for a global
That looked shitty.
launch right
Like
off
that
the bat,
animation.
so everyone will be going in blind at the same time. Usually, Korean MMOs release in Korea first, then globally later on, which results in players already knowing the meta, the optimal leveling path, and money-making strats before a game's even released. But that shouldn't be the case here, so hopefully we'll all be able to go in and enjoy it together, even if it's only temporary.
Yeah.
But that's it for this video. I'll try to keep you guys posted with the latest
Realistically, dude, paying for an MMO just so it dies in like a week, it's like it's just a waste of money, I feel like. Anyways, I'm gonna put the link to the video in the description in case you wanna support Lazy Peon. He's if you like MMOs as much as I do, you're probably gonna like spend his life. Wasn't it 30 years or whatever? If you like MMOs, he's the guy. Peace.